everyone. Oh, I'm testing out my new setup today. Everything's all fancy. I've got music before I start. I've got a little animated thing when we get going. Hello. It's nice to have everyone in the chat today. I just want to get started by saying a couple of thank yous to people, because since we last streamed, I now have affiliate. Hooray! Apparently I just had to actually stream to get that to happen. So I want to say thank you to some people that have done bits and subscriptions in the chat already. Thank you to Hurricane, to Archiver, to Nubius. Thank you to Becky Toothill. Thank you to everyone who is showing their support. Thank you, Rory TCH. We have our first Tier 1 subscriber emote is set up. I am trying to work on the art for the other ones, but thank you. It's really appreciated. I super appreciate the support because everything's going on at the moment. So, what are we doing today? Today we are here for Not Quite Livestream, which is a new thing I'm testing out, where the basic idea is, rather than trying to live react to press conferences during E3 while they're happening, which, like, you're gonna miss details, there's gonna be a lot of, like, oh, what did they say? Oh, quick, they're moving on, keep going. A lot of trying to talk over the stream, the people watching at home not being able to hear what's being said on the live stream. I love the idea of conference breakdown videos. Like, I honestly watch them so often. I will go back and watch live watch-alongs of old E3s, but I wanted to try something different, so today I watched two conference live streams live. I watched the Pokémon Nintendo Direct and the Beyond Good and Evil 2 live stream that happened, and we're going to go through them not live, and we're going to just watch them along, pause at things that seem interesting, have a bit of a discussion as we go, talk about opinions. If there's someone talking and they're not really saying anything, we can skip over it. That's the joy of this setup. Hopefully, theoretically, we'll hope it goes all right. So yeah, let's give this a go. I've set up the trailer for the. We're gonna start with the Pokemon Nintendo Direct. It's only 15 minutes long. Yeah, it takes about that to get through it, because I will probably watch most of it. We'll go through most of the trailer. We'll skip over most of the talky bits, because I know what I'm talking about for those. Let me know about the volume. It should be alright. So first thing I just wanted to note is these, like, trainer animations, the character art, like, everything does look a lot more nicely shadowed, a lot nicer animated. Like, this is undeniably a nicer looking game than Let's Go Pikachu was. I think, just pausing really quickly on this overworld shot, it's undeniable that, how do I put this? Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were heavily reliant on the fact that the games they were based on were very grid-based and very hexagon-based, and had fixed perspective angles, and to keep things accurate somewhat to the original source material, they couldn't really do things like just a windy road. I think it definitely looks nicer in cutscenes than it does in the game itself, but this is not a bad looking game. I'm enjoying the art style so far. I like the fact that you can apparently rotate the camera, which they talk about later, so that's nice. Big Diglett statue we missed there for a second. I'm going to pause if we get... Oh, so this is the first thing. This is the first thing I want to skip back and talk about just while we've got it, is... So initially when I saw this trailer, my assumption here was random battle. Because couldn't quite see a Pokemon, but the question is what's going on here. So the trainer sort of lunges at the Pokemon, as you'll notice, to sort of trigger the encounter. I assume it's a, you've not seen this Pokemon before, but there's something here. What is it? Go touch there to find out. My read of this trailer, and you know this is not definitive proof, but this is the way I've been... Yeah, apologies for the slightly choppy nature of the video. I'm going to try and fix this in a minute, and see if I can get that video a little less choppy. Yeah, the thing that I suspect is that before you have found a Pokemon for the first time, it'll be random battles. You'll get that little bing, and you'll have to find it out randomly. Once you've encountered one, or maybe caught one, then they'll show up on the overworld, is my suspicion. And why do I suspect that? Well, we see some overworld visible Pokemon in the world. Right, give me 1 second. I'm just going to go to the fiddling around with my... where is it? Back in a second. I'm going to see what I can do about that slightly choppy stuff on the video. Sorry, I'm trying a different setup to how I would normally do this, and, okay. See if this goes okay. My apologies for the temporary delay. As I said, today's stream is testing out a new format, which I have not tested out before today. Like, today is the test stream for hopefully what will be my E3 setup. Right, give me 2 seconds. I am almost where I need to be with this. There we go. And we'll try jumping back in a moment. Right, and let's pull this back down. Hopefully this will be slightly less choppy. We'll give this another go. So yeah, jumping into that battle that we paused at. New Pokemon, they're adorable. So we'll go through these individually later. We've got, I don't remember the names of them yet. We've got nice looking flower on the left. We've got cool sheep in the middle, and then we've got dinosaur that eats fucking metal and rocks on the right hand side. I think they're all nice designs. I don't think like we're gonna see too many people complaining about the designs this gen. Yeah, here we go. We have slightly better animations for the Pokemon this time. It's all just looking like a little bit nicer. It's cool. I'm enjoying these new trainer character models. Oh, this is, what is it? The Bird Knight. It's a bird that's covered in a suit of armour. Night Bird, whatever it is. We'll catch the names later. But generally, like, I'm enjoying the fact we have huge open fields. There we go. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to pick up on was overworld visible Pokemon. Clearly a thing. We've got them of varying sizes. Like, I saw someone positing on Twitter that we might be looking at larger Pokemon are the ones that appear overworld visible, but that seems to be, you know, hidden by the fact that, like, here's the hippopotamus Pokemon just hiding in the grass. So yeah, as I said, my suspicion is once you've caught them or encountered them, they might appear on the overworld. Maybe they appear on the overworld in these big open spaces, but not in the little sort of more linear routes. Maybe those linear routes have random battles. Oh, apparently according to Luminaria, there has been an official explanation on the Pokemon Twitter. Well, in that case, we're going to look this up live and see what we find. Come on, Pokemon Twitter, give me these answers. I'm not seeing answers on the official Pokemon Twitter so far. They're talking about Dynamax Pokemon. Search for Pokemon. No, I'm scrolling back over their official Twitter and I'm not seeing anything current. Oh, in tall grass or caves, battle with wild Pokemon occur when you battles with wild Pokemon will occur when you run into Pokemon that you can see wandering around. You can also trigger battles by running into the exclamation mark icon that will pop up in patches of tall grass. Okay, huh. So there is a combination of random battles and wild battles. Okay, that's interesting. I'm okay with this. I would like it if there is a way to make it so that there are always like that I can make all of the Pokemon eventually visible in the overworld. Again, overworld visible Pokemon is really nice for the idea of shiny Pokemon. It makes it so that you can see if a shiny is there. It's a lot harder to miss them occurring. I'm a big fan of them as a theoretical thing. I like that we're seeing lots of Gen 1 Pokemon, a lot of Gen 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff. It means that we're not... I know some people love... I kind of did like Black and White's thing of here's a whole new generation, just do new stuff, but honestly, the fact that we're seeing lots of old gens lends me to suspect that we might be getting what a lot of us had wanted, and it's Here is a Pokemon game where you can just get all of the Pokemon in one game. The fact that you can connect to Pokemon Go, for example, and move your Pokemon via Pokemon Bank suggests they got character models for every single Pokemon, and that's going to make me very happy if that's the case. I hope that is the case. Right, let's keep going. Okay, so these raid battles are interesting. This is the shot I wanted to pause on. So we know that there are going to be raid battles where you battle against Maximo, I forget what the fucking term is, we'll get there in a second. Big giant Pokemon you can fight, you do them as raid battles. What's interesting here is, this is 4 trainers on the overworld running up to this thing together, and it looks like this is a thing in the overworld that you can go run to trigger the battle. Could we be looking at co-op Pokemon, please? Like, I suspect it's only for these co-op battles, but like, could I just be co-op all the time? Can they just run around my world, please? That would be really... Oh, Dynamax, that's it. It's a stupid name that will eventually stick in my head. Yeah, that's... This is the Dynamax Pokemon, so let's talk about it as we go. You have big, huge Pokemon that, yeah, mechanically they seem to basically be a mix between Mega Pokemon, Mega Evolutions and Z-moves in terms of their utility. Basically, they become a big, strong, stats-increased, presumably, version of themselves, but they also get different moves. So it seems like you Mega Evolved and got Z-moves, but you can only do it for 3 turns. I kind of want to talk about these Dynamax Pokemon while we're here. The 3-turn limitation is really interesting mechanically, because presumably, let's say your opponent in a one-on-one match uses a Dynamax Pokemon and attacks you on the same turn that they Dynamax it. Okay, you've taken 1 big hit. Turn 2, you presumably want to have something in your party you can swap in that has Protect. Like, if you're smart about it, I suspect the competitive scene, like, turn 2 of your Dynamax Pokemon is pointless, essentially. Like, you're gonna get a Protect in on something, like, you can see it coming. You know that they've only got a limited amount of time into which to do their big hitting attacks. That 3-turn limit is gonna be... From the outset, it seems like it would be an easy thing to counter in the competitive scene. I don't know if that will be the case in practice. You obviously can't do moves like Protect and have them be as accurate multiple times in a row, but I'm curious about it. Okay, yeah, apparently, according to Luna Jade in the chat, the support website says if you don't have multiple people to play with, support trainers will automatically be added to help you. Oh, that's really nice! So... You can, yeah, if you have no friends, you're not locked out of doing these raid battles. So yeah, much like Mega Evolutions, you can have 1 Dynamax Pokemon per fight. In these raid battles, 1 of your 4 players can use a Dynamax Pokemon. So it seems like you've got this cool wristband that makes your Pokeball get real big, and suddenly you have Raichu Huge to attack with. The brief glimpses we got seem to suggest that the moves are all unique and changed when you Dynamax them. I assume you get like a Dynamax moveset that's relevant to your type or something. I do like that animation. So the whole point of these stadiums, and we'll get to that now, is, hey, stadiums are big so that you can use Dynamax Pokemon in them. This also would seem to suggest that maybe you can't use Dynamax Pokemon in all the fights, like... Maybe they are stadium only to not cause carnage. Maybe you can't Dynamax in just a random battle with some stranger you meet along the road, which I'd be okay with that. I'd be chill with Dynamax being a mechanic that stays specific to these, Oh, Kaichu! Waddle Dupes in the chat says Kaichu for the big Raichu. I can get behind that.
I'm Omori from Game Freak.
Yeah, so let's have a skim around this trailer slightly. So, yeah, so let's get to the Pokemon. We've got Sobble, yeah,
Pokemon, you will embark
yeah,
on an
Scorbunny,
adventure to become
and
the champion.
the grass monkey that no one remembers the name of.
Pokemon working together, and many other locations.
You've got this time around we've got a rival that is a friend again, which I'm not super keen on. Come on, I'm just trying to skim through here. Oh yeah, here's the art director. This is the guy we need.
Pokemon that awaits you in Pokemon's
There we go. Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, once again, your rival's not actually a rival. Like, you can't. They have a set name, so you can't call your rival Dick Butt and then have a laugh because it's like, ha, I beat Dick Butt. And you can't, like. They seem to once again be, hey, I'm your friend, let's go on an adventure together, as opposed to, I'm an asshole, you want to hate me, beat my ass, tell me I'm terrible. You know, that that did not go quite how I expected that line to go. Yeah, this is by far everyone's favourite new Pokemon. The little sheep, it's adorable.
In a town
Is the oh no, I was going to say is the name of the Pokemon hidden? I couldn't remember if it was off screen.
This Pokemon here is Gossifleur.
Gossifleur, that's the one. There we go. It's a flower. It evolves into a different flower. It's got a very pretty flower on its head.
Clean air.
Looks like hair.
Pokemon is called Dreadnought.
Oh, Dreadnought, yes. So yeah, Dreadnought's whole thing is he can chew through metal and rock, which sounds cool until you realise, oh, the implications of that in the Pokemon universe are, oh, yeah, there are Pokemon made of metal and rock that this thing's going to bite into and just bite literal chunks out of Pokemon. That's, oh, yeah, oh, according to Last Place Larry in the chat, in an interview they said that with better visuals and more fleshed out story, they felt that mean rivals came across as too mean. Oh, well. Well. Yeah, I'm keeping my Geodude away from this Dreadnought. Do not want anything to do with it if I can help it. Okay, yeah, there's, Night... What's the night bird called?
This Pokemon that can be seen flying steadily through the sky is called...
Okay, so I want to talk about this Corviknight. It's a raven with armor on it. They talk in this trailer about how it is the taxi Pokemon and it can fly you back to any city you've been. If you've played previous Pokemon games, they're describing the HM Fly. Like, is it this Pokemon specifically that can use Fly and that's its deal? Or is this just an example of a flying Pokemon and all flying Pokemon will basically have Fly as an innate ability? Like, I'm hoping the latter. But they make a real point of going, no, this is the taxi Pokemon. This is the Pokemon... yeah.
Corviknight.
See, I kind of like Corviknight's design. It's literally just, let me try and get a better look at it. It's just a cool raven with, like, a metal face mask. I'm up for that aesthetic. I would happily be a raven with a cool metal face mask.
Working as a flying taxi.
Yeah, they talk about him working as a flying taxi. I'm not so sure. Actually, yeah, let's pause. Because you can see the Corviknight on a perch above what appears to be a taxi thing. Like, are they just talking about in the story? Like, do you need to have a taxi underneath it to take you places? It's unclear. They're dancing around Corviknight having some relevance to the fast travel mechanic. What else have we got to skim through to? Yeah, so the evolution of that flower one we saw before is Eldegoss. It has seeds it can spread. It looks like it looks like a fairy grass type. I'm up for fairy grass. That's an alright combination. And what else did they show off? Did they show any others? Not really. So yeah, we'll skim through quickly. The wild area. This is the big overworld.
This
looks a lot bigger than I expected.
Can see. Different Pokemon
see, these
can
are
appear
nice big like RPG
and
environments.
what the weather is like.
This is
meaning there will be new discoveries.
This is a game that looks
each
like
day.
it's on an HD handheld.
Some of you may
You've
already
got
have
proper
noticed, but while adventuring
environments
through
to
this
go
area,
through.
you have control over the camera, allowing you to better search
Oh,
for items.
that's something I want to talk about. You see that Butterfree up there? Butterfree up there presumably means we can ride flying Pokemon. That's my guess. I might be wrong. So if you played Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you could ride on the back of certain Pokemon in the post-game in order to catch flying Pokemon that would appear up in the air that you couldn't reach just on foot. I don't know if that's confirmed. You know, maybe this Butterfree will fly down and you've got to, you know, interact with it as it gets close to the ground. But my guess was, yeah, maybe this is a sign that we can fly on like a Charizard's back and catch a flying Butterfree. That'd be an interesting mechanic if Butterfree was out of reach. Because Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee never messed around with anything on that regard. They didn't play about with Pokemon you could see but couldn't get to. They were all just on the ground within reach. So that's a thing that I am intrigued by.
And Pokemon. Search far and wide in the tall
Sneaking mechanics. There is definitely trainer going slower to not scare off the Pokemon. That was definitely not a thing in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You could run full sprint at something and it wouldn't care. With the possible exception of Abra. I think Abra is the only thing that cared if you ran at it. You had to sneak up on it from behind.
grass, in the
Which
skies
means getting
above,
a shiny one a
and
nightmare.
even in the lakes, for you never know what you might find.
What else have we got?
In certain locations in the gallery.
Skim through, skim through, skim through. Do 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 do. Yeah, so this is just more description of the Maximus mechanic. We've looked at raid battles already. One thing of note for those raid battles, some Pokemon will only appear in Sword and Shield once you've fought them in raids, so even if you do it with NPCs, you're going to have to do those raids if you want to get a full Pokedex, or at least if you want to catch a full Pokedex without transferring from old games, because some Pokemon are apparently locked behind. You have to beat them as a Maxima raid, and then they'll appear in the overworld, which is an interesting way of doing it. I'm assuming the Maxima raids are each one of those, like, those red locations the trainers were going to. That's presumably, like, for one specific Maxima raid, so you would presumably have to find all of them to find all the Maxima raids to unlock all the Pokemon in the overworld. That is my guess from what they're saying here. Again, take some of this with a grain of salt. This is just my attempt to break down what we're seeing in the trailer as best I can. We got a lot of talk of the trainers in the story. I think that, let me skip ahead, this dude looks awesome. Not this dude. This dude who is basically a king with a Charizard. Also, when you see it like this, Charizard is a lot smaller than I imagine. I imagine Charizard being like 12 foot tall, and this somewhat breaks my my mental vision of Charizard. Right, sorry, I'm just having a look in the chat, seeing if I've missed anything. Last place Larry. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, you can pick your clothing and hairstyle, but when you're riding a Pokemon, you're just wearing safety gear, totally undermining the appearance customization. I think they're doing that again. It does look like they're doing that on the couple of shots on a bicycle that we see. But customizable is customizable. I'd still rather the times when I'm walking be customized. Apparently the big city we see in this trailer seems like it's based on Edinburgh. W. Matthew, do you think they will make them require some kind of coronated/optimized team, or be rather easy? Oh, I see, for raid battles. My suspicion is raid battles won't be too difficult. I think if you have any difficulty with them, just over-level yourself slightly, because Pokemon games have never been built to, like, be challenging for people at the level cap, so just over-level beyond the expectation, or level up beyond what's recommended for that raid, and you'll have an easier time. I don't see them being too challenging. Yeah, Charizard's under 6 foot tall, or as Makova in the chat suggests, this guy's just 13 foot tall. Yeah, 5'7" apparently for Charizard. In the chat, Clara the Classy, I'm gonna have to get a second Switch on my wife so we can raid together. Yeah, right. Let's jump back in. I don't think there was much else of particular interest. Actually, I did want to show something around
Become
here.
champion just like his
Let
elder
me
brother,
pause
and he
when
trains
I find
vigorously
it.
every day towards this goal.
There, have you noticed these what appear to be smartphones? Those lightning bolts on top, I'm pretty sure these are Rotom. So my guess would be we're getting Rotom Dexes again. Once again, our Rotom phone Dexes. Also, you'll notice that the trainer in red, the playable character, has that bracelet around their wrist already. So this cutscene takes place once they've got the bracelet, and that bracelet did seem to be the thing that allows you to Maxima evolve. Presumably you need that bracelet and the ability to Maxima evolve before the first gym, because we have seen one gym and you can use, or you are recommended or expected to use Maxima evolution in the first gym. So that it's not going to be like Mega Evolution in Ultra Sun and Moon, where it shows up kind of deep into the game. This game is going, here's our mechanic, go right from the start. So yes, I wanted to mention that. I'll skip over some of these NPCs because I don't have anything particularly exciting to say about them. I think the major thing to finish off on for this conference or this live stream is the new legendaries, which we'll get to quickly. So I just want to pause here. This is the Shield legendary, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I thought we were getting another form of fucking Solgaleo. Because Solgaleo was the lion legendary from Sun and Moon, and then in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon it got basically corrupted by something, is basically Solgaleo again. And from this moment, I just thought this was fucking Solgaleo. That's the main thing that puts me off this. I'm not theoretically opposed to a shield. Here's the thing, if it was more like a wolf, I'd be more into it. We'll get there in a sec. But it looks like a lion again. I'm just like, there's a Solgaleo. I don't need another Solgaleo in my... See, how does this not look like Sol... Like, you've got a little bit of a wolf face, but that's a lion's mane. You're Solgaleo. But in my mind, much cooler is... Let's get a good shot. Basically, Sif from Dark Souls. Just a fucking wolf with a... What I kind of love about this is how stupid it is. It's just a wolf with a sword in its mouth. Like, it's not like the sword is incorporated into it. Like, spitballing here, give the wolf a tail that's a sword, then the sword is part of it. But I kind of think I would think that... I think that would probably be lame. I like the fact that this is just... I'm a fucking wolf with a sword in my mouth. What are you gonna... Like, what happened... I've got some logistical questions. What happens if you steal this legendary Pokemon's sword? If you just take the sword away from it? Because it's not part of its body. What does it do then? I'm enjoying the chat just finding as many things as possible that this looks like. Sif, unicorn with a... You can have it be a unicorn type design with a sword horn. That would have worked. Repeat from Vesperia. People do point out, yeah, Farfetch'd is just a bird with a leaf, with a leak, I guess. I at least think that, yeah, I'm on Team Swordwolf. I know some people are on board with Shield Face Wolf, but you just knock off Solgaleo. That trailer's ending seemed to almost suggest that these two might fight together against some common goal. That's pure speculation. November 15th, that's the main thing you need to know. In the UK at least, they're selling a double pack that has both of these packaged in together that comes in a nice gold steel case. But yeah, there we go. That is the bulk of everything from the Nintendo Direct. Took us about 30 minutes to get through a 15-minute Direct. I won't always go this deep on these things, but Pokemon is a thing. I know my Pokemon. I can do deep dives on Pokemon. And we're going to do one more of these live streams from today, which this one's going to be a little light on content. Let's talk about the Beyond Good and Evil 2 live stream that happened today. I was expecting quite a lot, and I did not get anything, because I was like, this game's been announced for like 3 years. We'll get something around E3, right? Right? Okay, give me one moment. I'm just going to put my streaming back in a sec thing up, and I'm going to bring up the next live stream. Where are you? I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for how bad this is. What is it? The Space Pirate Report 5. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so this live stream is 45 minutes long, and I warn you now, we're not gonna... Well, the video on YouTube is 45 minutes long. Let's see, what point in the video does it actually start? At least 13 minutes of that are not actually video. Right, here we go. Let me just double check I've not missed anything big in the chat while I've been going. thank you very much to the couple of subs I've just had come in. Thank you to Besterp12. Thank you to Super Yeti10. Thank you so much for the subs. Very much appreciated, particularly with tomorrow being the big day that I go back to doing solo stuff full time. I appreciate the support. It is very much appreciated. So yeah, I'm actually gonna mute this live stream. I'm not gonna have any audio at all for Beyond Good and Evil because we get next to nothing. Let me bring up. Let's have a look. How far do we get in before the nothing becomes something nothing? We're like 20 minutes in. Nothing's happened. Okay. So, we see a bunch of feedback from people who are like, here's what I thought of the trailers that you've shown. It's really nothing special. We got the news that like 4 teams at Ubisoft are working on this game already, and they're adding a 5th team soon. Ubisoft Paris are adding some people to the team. They didn't talk anything about Beyond Good and Evil Fest, which is their Beyond Good and Evil focused convention they're apparently doing at some point. They mentioned nothing of it. They didn't give any specifics about when the beta that's supposedly coming this year will be. They reiterated people who've gone and signed up for the Space Monkey program. I'm thinking of the fucking Vive VR game, Space Pirate Trainer. Space Monkey program. If you go sign up for that by email, they kept reiterating that's going to be by far the first way that people get invited to the beta. It seems like it's a similar situation to Dreams, where people who were watching their regular live streams leading up to launch, people who were subscribed to their newsletter, they will be the people who get invites. It seems like the beta will be available publicly before it's made available at any kind of event or convention. That at least was the implication of their words. We did see some other bits, and I will skim ahead to what we actually saw because there wasn't much of interest. Is this the art stuff? Yeah, we got some art. And I'm gonna kind of skim through some of this art. Well, okay, I'm going to read the story first. We got some little tidbits of story, and let me pull up the tab where I had this stuff. Right, here is the story stuff we heard. A company called Chimera Corporation clones everyone in System 3. System 3 is presumably where everyone's fucking living. This has been talked about before, and I'm going to bring this back up. One of the things that's really putting me off about Beyond Good and Evil 2 is apparently, like, every character in this universe it's just like a universe of clones living, like, 10 miles down the road from the universe of the first game. Which is why when we saw Jade in that one trailer for the game at, I think it was E3 2018, that's suddenly less exciting because it's like, oh, that's probably not the Jade we know. This is probably an evil clone. And I'm like, no, I want the characters I know and like. What else did we find out about? So yes, Chimera Corporation clones everyone. The important resources that are being fought over in this game are life. Life's a pretty important resource, I'll tell you that. Water, again, water's pretty important for life, the first one. And titanium. There are tests being performed on new clones that they have to pass, and if they fail, they get thrown away. This seems like it is... We're making just, like, literal addition... Like, we're mass market producing people to work as slaves. It seems like it's the, Attack of the Clones Star Wars clone production strategy of make a bunch of clones that if they're disposable. If they die, what do we care? What else did we get concept art of? Yeah, so this is talking a bit about basically these slaves get dropped down into unstable situations, things like meteor showers, to try and collect materials. Yeah, these monkey hybrid people. It seems like part of what this game's going to be doing is it's investigating the backstory of like all of the hybrid species that we see in the original Beyond Good and Evil. So like the rhino people, the monkey people, the various people that are part human and part animal. It seems like they may have been created as cloned slaves to work in human camps. That seems like it's the deal. Thank you to Coffee Frame. I can't remember if I said thank you to you for the sub. So yeah, a lot of what we're seeing here is monkey human hybrid people. Oh yeah, pig people. I knew there were other hybrids. I was trying to remember. Basically, get sent down to these desolate worlds to do the all of the collecting of resources for the humans, so they don't have to do it. What have we got here? Yeah, here they are, doing the work, essentially, as slaves. Meteorite storm, that's why they're not sending down their own people, because these are disposable clones, whatever, who cares what happens to them. Everything is not good. These, the human hybrid slave clones, not treated good. Unsurprisingly. What else was there? Some people fly towards a secret pirate lair in the asteroid belt. Yeah, that's the pirate lair. There are some characters that know lots of... who is this character that's supposed... This is kind of nonsensical. So you're in the pirate spaceship. There's an AI that knows everything and sort of threatens to tell you the truth. They did tease that you will be doing lots of collecting M-discs. Oh, everyone's favourite thing, M-discs. As a way to gather knowledge about the world. To me, that sounds like M-discs are here going to be your lore drops. Pick up a mission disc, it'll have some information that'll... It seems like you're going to be learning about the world by picking up little grimoire books to read. That seems like it's the jam. Like, I can't guarantee that's what is happening, but that's what it sounded like. The art here's cool, at least. Like, I like this cool blue lady with the goggles. Don't know what her deal is. Let me have a look at my notes. Did they say anything about what her deal was? No, they really didn't explain anything about cool blue lady's deal. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of agree with Odd Dino in the chat. I do find it less charming than the first game that just went, yeah, there were animal people around and didn't explain it. Yeah, like, I always think that explaining the why of how you get to the standard state of your sci-fi world is never as interesting as just, no, here it is. Just, it is the world. Explanations always feel like, no, there doesn't have to be a reason. I just want to have a world with cool space animal people. Yeah, the more I see of this game, like, I was excited for E3 because I thought, you know, maybe we'll get to see some proper, gameplay. We'll get an idea of what this game's like loop is actually like. We'll see something other than that one planet they keep showing off. We'll know when we're getting to play it, what platforms it's coming to. Is it looking likely for maybe a launch title for next gen? I had a lot of hopes out of E3 maybe giving me some information about this game, and yeah, we did get some. Well, they said no gameplay. We got recycled gameplay from last E3. Like, you can see this in future. It's that same piece of gameplay we've already seen. It's nothing particularly special. It looks really fancy. It looks really nice. I hope that it is. I hope that it is good, but I just keep. The fact that they won't just give a straight answer as to exactly what this game is, or why people who like the first game should care about this one, has me weirdly concerned. And the longer they go on just, like, not really talking about it, like, my worry is that it's got too big a scope to pull off what it's trying to do at the correct level of quality for the number of planets and things they want to do. Like, I believe full well this is going to be a next-gen game, probably, because, my god, this is going to take them forever still, and the scale seems ludicrous. Yeah, I'm also still slightly weirded out by how much of the content that they've been showing off of this game has been stuff made by fans. Like, don't get me wrong, the fan-created content has been great, but it does really strike me as these worlds are too big, and we don't have time to fill them properly. We need fan help to fill these worlds out in interesting ways. Which, oh, my apologies. We're about to lose the screen for that Beyond Good and Evil Beyond Good and Evil bit, because my laptop that was running YouTube has just decided to fritz out on me for a second. One moment. I'm gonna what am I gonna do? Turn this off, and we're gonna stretch me up to big screen for a second while I get the video feedback. Sorry about that, but I can tell you about the rest of what happened in there. We heard about more of the hit record fan created content. And then the only thing we really got was they showed off some footage of the original Beyond Good and Evil's Mama Go Garage, and I was like, oh, original Beyond Good and Evil. Are we getting like a tease for a Switch port or something? No, they showed us the character model for the new, for the Mama Go clan. There's going to be lots of Mama Go garages around. They showed one completely naked with just a flat Barbie doll Ken crotch. That was weird. If you give me a minute, I will get the feedback up so I can show you. I can show you that. Sorry, the reason why I'm running YouTube off of a laptop that is then run into my capture card today, it's not ideal, but I realised I was lacking the adapter I needed for my second monitor, and I was like, I have to stream in like 20 minutes. Adapt, improvise, overcome. That's how we do things. So I found a solution, and it turns out my laptop is a little bit of a piece of shit. It's fine. By tomorrow, I will have the adapter I need, and I will. I'm doing another one of these tomorrow for talking about rumors and stuff, and breaking down the Stadia live stream that's happening tomorrow. And I won't be running that laptop as my my YouTube input, which will drastically improve the choppiness of the YouTube stuff. Right. Oh, I can tell you why it blue screened. It's decided it wants to install updates, and I said no, so it blue screened because it's Windows 10 and it wanted to install updates. But there you go. That is everything you actually need to know about the Pokemon Direct and the Beyond Good and Evil 2 live stream. I'm gonna have a look in the chat for any questions, and then we will probably get wrapped up in the next 15 minutes or so. Let's have a look at what's new in the chat. Ubisoft, this is from Last Place Larry again. Ubisoft makes me sad. Rayman Legends, Child of Light, and Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle was so good. Why can't Ubisoft focus on that type of game more? Totally agreed. I don't know why Ubisoft stretched themselves so weirdly thin when they know how to make really good linear single player games. They know how to do it. This seems like I say it seems like a weird pick. No, I totally understand why they did it. It's a big. They can make it into a big sprawling open world space game, which is a thing they're missing in their calendar. But Beyond Good and Evil, Gojira 1000, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is going to be not what anyone wanted or expected. It might be okay, it might be good, but it's not. But it's going to be weird. That's the thing. I don't think it's going to be weird. I want it to be weird. Odd Dino. They said that each character is a clone that starts from the same strand of DNA, but beyond that starting point they all go on to be individuals, so I don't think it means there'll be hundreds of Jades running around. More like similar to the whole load of twins that were born identical but grew up apart. Yeah, but that's the thing though, like, I saw Jade in a trailer and I got excited because I wanted this to be a backstory of how Jade turns out used to be kind of evil before she realised the error of her ways and turned her life around and became a caretaker at an orphanage and a photojournalist. That's what I wanted when I saw Jade. I didn't want to hear, oh, this is actually someone who looks like Jade and is a genetic clone of Jade but is actually a very different person. I'm like, no. Give me Jade. Give me Jade. Panda Bible, when is this game coming out? Should there only being concept art be a warning sign? Supposedly this calendar year we're getting a beta, a playable beta for it. We don't know when it's coming out, presumably not this year, presumably late 2020 seems like the earliest we could expect it, probably later than that. the beta is advertising PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but it says that platforms are not locked in, which part of me suspects there will be a version for those platforms, but it's intended for the next-gen consoles, would be my guess. Let's have a little further look through the chat. Yeah, no, apparently Stadia tomorrow we're getting a live stream that will reveal games that will be on the service, price, launch. The rumor going around today that seems pretty credible is that apparently Destiny 2 will be on Stadia. That's kind of a funky thing. Seems like they got some names behind them. The idea of being able to jump into a live service game like Destiny 2 from a laptop with no particularly good hardware and just play it in a hotel or something on work travel seems kind of fun. Panda Bible says the original had some collectathon-y elements, but it wasn't that what everyone loved about it. Collectathon is an interesting way of talking about Beyond Good and Evil 1. The polls were like, you needed them to do certain things, you needed certain amounts of them, but they always felt like you were doing interesting side quests to get them. They felt more substantial than what this sounds like, which is go find the lore logs, go find the data logs that will tell you what the game, tell you what the story is. Yeah, I think this is probably about it for me today. This has been a lovely little 45-minute stream. Let me know what you think of the format. I'm going to do one more of these tomorrow, probably at the same time tomorrow, and we're going to do one about the Stadia live stream, and hopefully I will have the formula ironed out and good, because I think I've got a good base here. And this is probably what we'll be doing for E3, so after each of the press conferences finishes, we will spend an hour or so going through the press conference and jumping through, discussing things, breaking down what we saw. If you want to give feedback, as is being asked in the chat, Twitter's probably the best place, so just drop me a tweet, that'd be lovely. Thank you very, very much for watching. It's been lovely to have you all. Thank you so much for the support. Tomorrow is a day to watch out for my social media, because I've got a bunch of stuff coming. Tomorrow is the day I go back to being a solo content creator, so look out for... I can tell you this, there will be a brand new podcast from me starting tomorrow that involves some real fucking cool guests, and I am excited to introduce them. Yeah, I will tweet tomorrow about... Yeah, my Twitch schedule is going to get a lot more regular once E3 is out of the way, because E3 is a nightmare, but tomorrow I will be doing a Stadia stream, and I will be doing a E3 rumors discussion plausibility live stream, and I will tweet out times for those. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye.